it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So, as you can tell from the title of today's video, I am going to be doing another one of my album art inspired makeup looks. These looks are meant to be wearable, so they're not going to be anything over the top or anything like, oh my god, wow factor. But these are ones that they're inspired by the album art, but I could go out to like Target or something like that, except not right now because of everything going on in the world. I am doing something a little bit differently for this one, and I'm probably going to continue this with the rest in this series, and that is I already have my full face on other than the eyes and the lips, because that was kind of what the focus was or has been for these looks, have been the eyes and the lips and less focus on what the rest of the makeup looks like. So I've already gone on ahead and done my face, done foundation, concealer, contour, blush, highlight, you name it, I've done it. The only thing left are eyes and lips. So for today's album art inspired makeup look, I am going to be taking inspiration from Trivium's newest release, What the Dead Men Say. I was introduced to the band Trivium roughly 2 years ago. Pretty much how I get introduced to any band is through SiriusXM's Octane channel. Absolutely love that channel. And anytime I hear a song on there that I really like, I kind of look into the band that's performing it, and then I become madly in love with them. That's how I was introduced to Ghost, which is by far one of my favorite bands. So same with Trivium. I was introduced through The Sin and the Sentence, I believe was the song that I heard that introduced me to them. When their new album came out this past Friday, I had to look into it and hear the whole thing, and it is wonderful. If you are unaware of the band Trivium, they are a heavy metal band from Florida, and they formed, I think, what I read was in 1999, so they've been around for a hot minute. And I'm very glad that I was introduced to them through Octane, so thanks SiriusXM. But this is the album art for their most recent album, What the Dead Men Say. Honestly, I don't think anyone can agree on what the heck is on the cover of this album art. I personally think it's like a decaying heart, because I mean the album is called What the Dead Men Say, so I would imagine it's a decaying heart, but a lot of people are saying it's an apple, which I can also see, but just based on the title of the album, I think it's a decaying heart. But looking at the colors for this album art, again, there's a lot of black, so I'm ignoring that because I don't need all of these looks to be just entirely black eyeshadow. So I'm ignoring the black and focusing more on whatever the object is in the center. Now looking at it, there's one color that really stands out, and that is the blue from the smoke rising up to the top of the album cover. There's also a dark brown, a lighter brown, maybe a little bit of red in there if you zoom in close enough. And then there's also like a tan, a light tan. So those are the main colors. The main colors that I'm gonna focus on are the dark brown, the blue, obviously. There's also some white, so I am gonna do a little bit of white in there. Maybe, kind of, sort of, we'll see. I don't think I'm going to focus on that red portion too much. Like if you zoom in on it, you can see that there's kind of a smidge of reddish brown, but I think I'm mostly going to focus on the dark brown, the light tan, the blue, and a little bit of white. I think those are going to be my colors. So I kind of have an idea in my head already as to what I want the look. I already picked out the palette that I'm going to be using, which is one I haven't used in a long time, so I'm very excited to use it again, and that is NYX's Steam. I don't know if anyone else remembers when they came out with like their little steampunk palette collection. I got all of them, shocker. But this one is the one I'm going to be using, which is called Steam. On the back, none of these eyeshadows actually have names, they're all just numbered. But the look of it has like the blues and the taupes. That was the word I was looking for earlier, taupe. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But it's got some taupes, it's got some kind of reddish brown, we got some shimmers, but that blue was what drew me to this palette. So this is going to be the palette that we use today. For lips, that's where the dark brown is going to come in, and it's going to be Dominatrix by Jeffree. And yeah, so hopefully this, I mean, I've already rambled for 6 minutes, so hopefully this won't take too long because I don't want you all to have to be here all day to get this look. But let's just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna zoom you all in a little bit. Obviously the first thing we need to do is prime my lids. Forgot my Jeffree mirror in the other room, so I gotta use this big honker. Pop that onto the lid. Oh, and the primer that I was using today is Urban Decay's Primer Potion, the original. As always, I do like to put down a light base that's usually like the same color as my lid. And so I'm gonna go into this little palette from Smashbox. I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and just put that all over my lid. I don't even need a mirror for it because first of all, it's the same color as my skin and it's going all over the lid, so it doesn't need to be precise at all. Voila. All right, so my thought process for this look. There's this color down here, which is labeled 12. There are 12 shades in this whole thing. It's the last one. So I'm gonna go into my crease with this one because it's like a lighter brown but with like a hint of red to it, which is perfect. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush, pick up some of that. Thank God this one has a mirror that I can look at. My hair is trying to stick to my face since I already have on foundation, but I'm just gonna pick up this and put it into my crease as well as a little bit above my crease because, as I always say, I do have hooded eyelids and I need to go up a little bit, otherwise you won't be able to see it. That's just one go. That's pretty impressive. Good job, NYX. I forgot how much I like this palette. So I guess since I'm not doing the rest of my makeup in this video, I need to discuss the album now. I love this album. I didn't listen to it until right before I filmed, actually. I knew I wanted to do a look on it no matter what, but I've been putting it off mostly because I've been playing Animal Crossing far too much and neglecting everything else that I need to do. So I've already listened to it several times. I love everything about this album. I don't think there's a single song on this album that I dislike. There's one that I would probably like skip if I was listening to it a lot, but for the most part, this album is amazing. So if you've never listened to Trivium before, this would actually be a really good introduction, I feel like. The next shade I'm gonna pick up is like this grayish brown over here, which is 8, the number 8. And I'm just gonna put that on the outer corner of my eyes, like so. So for me, Trivium has a very distinct sound about them, and it's an amazing sound, but it's like when you hear it on the radio or out and about, and you're not sure what it is. Trivium's one of those bands where it's like, ah, I know exactly who that is. That's Trivium. This album was no different. It was very distinctly a Trivium album. I could automatically tell, even though I was the one playing it, so of course I could tell. So this album is 10 songs long, which sounds short, but it's not. It is roughly 46 minutes long. These are some pretty long songs on this album, which was very nice considering most like average songs are like what, a little over 3 minutes. These were pushing like 5 or longer. Some of my favorite songs on this album are title track, What the Dead Men Say. That was one of the singles they released. Love it. I also really love the songs Scatter in the Ashes as well as The Defiant. But again, there's really only one song on this album that I was just kind of like, I like it, but I'm not like, whoa, oh my god, it's so good. Even though oh my god, it is so good. I didn't remember it as much as the other ones, but I still loved it. Does that make any kind of sense? Probably not. All right, so the next shade I'm gonna do is the very first one, which is that blue that I mentioned, but because it is a shimmer, I am gonna take a little bit of setting spray onto my brush so that it picks it up a little bit better, and this is gonna go all over my lid. What I really like about this shade is that it's not like an immediate in your face, holy crap, like blue. It's a very muted one, but definitely for a shimmer like this, it helps to get the set-in spray onto your brush so that you can pick it up a little bit easier. All right, so there's the blue portion. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the fluffy brush that I used before to blend the outer corner. I'm just gonna kind of blend again so that the line between the blue and the dark brown isn't so harsh. I don't like how blue eyeshadow looks on me for whatever reason, but I continue to do blue eyeshadow looks. So the next thing I'm gonna do that kind of spices this up a little bit is in the crease, which I don't know if this is actually gonna work, so we'll see. This should be fun. In the crease, I'm taking a little flat brush and getting some concealer on it, and I'm gonna do a very thin cut crease, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of like this shimmer right here, which I guess is labeled number 3, and I'm gonna put that into it. So like very thin amount. Probably should have gotten more, but whatever. So as you can see, just going into this crease with this concealer. I don't know how this will turn out since I have hooded eyelids, but we're gonna try. All right, so we're gonna do one at a time. So now that I have the little bit of concealer in there, I'm gonna go in to this shade, pick up some, and put it into where I just put the concealer. Kind of pops, but the only problem is hooded eyelids, it disappears. So maybe not as cool as I thought it would be, but when my eyelids are open, it doesn't look too bad. It's just hard to see when I look straight on. All right, now we're gonna try the O side. This one's a little bit messier. All right. So there's that part. Now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with that first shade that we did for the crease. So this one, the last one, which was 12. I'm gonna just put that on my lower lash line. All right, so that's the eyeshadow look. A little bit of fallout going on. But now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeliner and my lashes off camera because I suck at it and we don't need to be here forever while I do that. And then we'll move on to the lips. All right, so now that I have done my eyeliner as well as lashes, which always take forever when I'm in this room. I don't know why. When I do it at my vanity, it takes no time. But when I do it in here, it's like I forget what I'm doing. But anyway, a little bit of fallout going on my face, but it's not the end of the world. And that is why I always do my eyes first and then my face makeup after. But anyway, to finish up this look, I am gonna go in with Jeffree Star's Dominatrix, which is a very dark brown. And I'm gonna put that all over my lips. Very dark brown. And the final touch, of course, is setting spray. And voila! So this is my Trivium, What the Dead Men Say album art inspired makeup look. It is a wearable one, so now that I have this on, I could go out into public, go for a Target run, go to the grocery store, but I won't because we shouldn't be doing that right now. So I will just continue to sit around my house and play Animal Crossing with this on. Let me know what you think of this look. Again, I always like to reiterate that I am not a beauty guru. I just really like to play with makeup and experiment with it, and if it doesn't turn out how I think it's going to, that's fine because it's self-expression. Be sure to also check out the album What the Dead Men Say by Trivium. If you haven't already, it really is a good one. If you've never heard Trivium before, if you've never heard of them, or if you've never heard their music before, go listen to this album. It really is a good one. Again, heavy metal, so if that's your thing that you're interested in, definitely check it out. Pretty much every song on that album was spectacular, including the opening song, which was just like an interlude into the album. It was so good. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Go on down there and hit that subscribe button, wherever it may be, because I don't know, even though I do. This is just my shtick now. Also hit that notification bell in case you want to know when I upload, and in case YouTube wants to let you know when I upload, because I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.